Today we're gonna do something cool. We're gonna texture this guy over here. Yeah. The Now I'm having slight regrets that I should have put the legs and the arm, but I think it's just gonna make like the whole like file be heavier. So we're actually gonna work without it. And you know what? In a sense, it's kind of cool. I mean, he's off balance, so it wouldn't work. Or is he off balance? Maybe not, actually. It's kind of funny because it could technically work this way, but of course we're going to add the other leg and the other arm later. No? Yeah, it's like a prosthetic. Funnily enough, this is one of my next project will be might be characters with prosthetics actually. Yeah. Let me write something down. Okay. So yeah, the now for the textures, have you seen, as you've seen in one of my previous stream, I already got all the ID maps for all the materials. They're all broken down into like each color for a material, except for the skin part, which is the skin part is more of a base skin that I did in ZBrush. I baked in some cavity map in it already. If it's too strong, I'll need to change it by hand. But yeah, let's go. Let's go with that. Not normal. Whoops. Material. And so yeah, we'll just use a few like references. Like for example, like this will be this is the same character from the same series, right? So we're gonna aim to have a look that is kind of like this. But it's not like the texture. I'm not necessarily like proud of them, so I might actually make the textures better, and I might actually redo this character after with a better render, with the render I'm using right now. So other like this one is the same renderer I'm going to be using, Arnold, and it's kind of like the level of weathering and the type of material I'm going to be using already. So we're kind of already in a good place in terms of the types of material with this render here. This one is for like more like weathered metal, and it was done in Keyshot, but still we can still aim for something like that also. So I might actually like aim in between like him who was like more clean, and this one was a little bit more weathered. This one is another good one. The weathering is pretty small. He's mainly dusty. That's our guy. And this one is pretty clean. It's not 100% clean. You still see like scratches and stuff, but he's more on the clean side. Maybe that's like too clean, but we'll keep it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna aim for something more like this here. So, yeah, where do we begin with all of that? Well, we have our guy here. He has well, his baking is done. And right now I don't have, I didn't start at all on the character. So the question is like, where do we start? Where do we start? Actually, I think I'm gonna indulge. Just put like a layer, a fill layer on this guy, and just use the skin texture that he has. I guess I can just write skin ID. There we go. So this is the skin color map. The skin ID used as a skin color map for this character here. And let's just make a roughness that is a little bit better. And let's just put a different roughness for the eyes. So let's put a fill material here. That's going to be only roughness. Let's put it very glossy. and mask it. Oops. Black mask. With an added paint using... Oh wait, it can also be in symmetry for this one. Oh, wait, does he? Is he calculating the symmetry based on the complete mesh? Huh. Oh, he doesn't want to... Hmm. Are we going to have a problem with this? Okay. I think, yeah, I'm not going to be able to use symmetry. I wonder if we're going to need to actually import the entire character here. Let's try. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm just rubbing max so we can well, there's a few things also I'm going to change in here. Okay, well, still not opening. Studio, Tacoma, I prefer this one. In terms of lighting, we'll change also the focal view. All right. Let's put some symmetry on this. Don't take your time too much. All right. It's taking a while because we're talking about files that are like pretty heavy. Hey Marco, how about your vacation days? All good? Thanks for asking. Yeah, yeah, it was great. It was pretty cool. I was able to I was able to really relax and everything. You know? We went to visit some family and do some sightseeing and such. It was pretty cool. We actually stayed in the hotel that was the inspiration for The Shining, for the hotel in The Shining, and supposedly that the room beside us was haunted. My wife couldn't sleep for the entire night. Me, I slept like a baby. Man, that's taking a lot of time for just like a simple thing. Let's get going. There we go. Jesus. All right. Well, the hotel is super nice. Like, it's not at all like a scary hotel, right? It's a very beautiful resort, and it's mainly, I think, Stephen King actually slept there, like for a few nights, while or not. Maybe he was writing a book then, or just like it stayed on his mind and stuff. But yeah, no, it was the inspiration. So pretty funny. There you go. Now I got it. Okay, so let's save this file so I don't have to do this again. And let's export selected. Low FBX. Oh, that's funny. I thought. Okay. I thought I did have a file here. Okay, let's just. Was there blood running through the floors? There was so much blood in the elevators. There were little annoying girls in the corridors, and there was a scary guy running in a frozen maze. There was all of this stuff. There were ghosts, bartenders, everything. Seriously, I just really love that place. It was really nice to. It's like a huge place. It's a resort, right? So there's like a ton of like games and stuff. You can totally like just go there for to take a load off, right? And it's about the same prices as like any like hotel, um, like in my area and around my area. Actually, it's cheaper than like crappy hotels in Toronto. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's in New Brunswick, so it's not like the most visited place. But for like people who live in New Brunswick, or for like American people living in Maine, it's pretty accessible actually, which is pretty nice. Man, it's taking an eternity to export. So the size of the mesh should not really influence the workflow in Painter. I'm just really hoping that the fact that like we're gonna have oh, we see the progress right here. I'm just really hoping that the fact we're gonna have like overlapping UVs, that it's not gonna make Substance freak out. Oh my god, man, it's taking so long. Finally. All right. So let's go here, edit, settings. Oh, no, wait, no. Edit, re-import mesh. Well, but not, oh boy, okay. So it's not the same mesh. Sorry for the time it takes. Hello, Tyson. Welcome. Oh yeah, I just released a little tutorial on online about like making hair. So maybe that's going to be interesting for you. Okay, let's see how he handles this. So yeah, for like people often ask me to do to do a tutorial for hair. So there you go. I just did a little one not last week because I was on vacation, but the week before that. I released it this week. It's like a minute. It's a time lapse, right? But there's like some few like explanation of the tools that I use. So hopefully it's going to be useful for people. If I think about other little like tutorials like this, I'll add them. But actually, if also there's like people that are interested about like a few things that are somewhat easy to explain in like in a quick tutorial form like this, uh, you might as well just send your suggestions. All right, we got our full character here, and the bad news seems to be that he doesn't care. The symmetry is still off. So I think that in reality, I think I effed up, and I think that like that's his center now. No, that's a center. There's no way to. No way to move that. Radial sim. What's that? Is that like a reset? Reset all settings, but it's not resetting the. Fuck. Okay. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna have a problem with that. I could work without symmetry, maybe, but it's gonna suck for the. Maybe I could just. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try something. Yep, let me try. Wait, if I do this texture, is it going to bring the materials over? I can like export them into like a. Hmm. No, if I save as smart material, it's not going to take the texture sets, I think. What is chat saying? Here's the worst. I hate doing hair. It's so bad. I'm so bad at it. This tutorial will be very useful for me, I think. Well, that's perfect. Awesome. Pedro Couto. Hey there. Hi, man. Why is it glitching? Okay, now it stopped. It's probably because I was loading something heavy. Symmetry less is the new meta. You can import a mesh that has 2 cube at opposite side with a dummy material, and it will be in the middle of the symmetry. Well, yeah, but the thing is that I've already imported this character, which is like offset, and I think it's not resetting the offset. That's the problem. Did you freeze transform the object and export in the center pivot? Also, you can move the symmetry plane on substance, but maybe will not be super precise. Yeah, well, I mean, if I really want to be precise, I think I need just to start from scratch. So I think I'm just going to go into export textures here. List of export settings. I'm just going to export them temporarily here. Well, no. In mesh maps. There's already a setting for mesh maps, I think. Yep, mesh maps. It's auto-saving. Wow, everything to make it as slow as possible. Oh boy. Julio, thanks for the sub. That's really cool. 7 months. Lucky number 7. That's perfect. You can also create smart material and just add them back on the new project. Will the smart material also have the mesh maps? Because that's the part. That's where I was actually hesitating on doing that. I guess it will, eh? Okay, yeah, I guess I should maybe try this. Once it's gonna stop saving. Well, you know what? In the meantime, I'll open another substance file. Yeah, my saves are incredibly high. I don't know if you've been following my other streams, but the I'm using a special kind of workflow that automates a lot of things, but it makes substance files very heavy. Is it still saving? Oh, Jesus. Come on, dude. We're done here. No, I don't want you to end process. I have never seen a save. Fair enough. If this happens at work, how would you deal with a similar situation? Well, the way that I'm gonna do now, like you're just like, we're gonna try to. I mean, like let's take this opportunity to troubleshoot this situation. So I'm thinking like smart material will probably help. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's just go smart materials. So for arm, let's do a test. Oh man, I forgot where that was. Oh, create smart material. It doesn't let me. Why would it not let me create a smart material folder? All right. Okay, so folder 1 here. So let's see. That's my new file for arm. Let's put folder 1 in there. But unfortunately, it does not work. Yeah, it doesn't grab the mesh maps, so that's a no-go option. So the only other option that I know is to export the mesh maps. Export textures. Let's go back to, once again, render, textures, mesh maps. Let's tell him mesh maps here. Now the output template I want to use. SBSAR. I wonder if that's the uncompressed type. SBSAR stands for Substance Archive. It contains a compressed version of your material with only the exposed parameter and outputs. No, that's not what I want. What is the most uncompressed one? Does somebody in chat know actually which one is the most uncompressed? TG or TIFF? Yeah. Well, which one between TG and TIFF? Also, if my TIFF is 8 bits, I don't think he has TG here. Oh yeah, Targa. Okay. I don't think I need the deterring, right? I would pick TG because you do not need 30 bits per channel. Yeah, okay. Well, let's try. So TG is lossless, even at 8 bits. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. Export. We're gonna check right now if my files are all right. That's one of the good things to have an audience. You get to ask questions. All right, let's say for arm normal. Details. Wait, where's the dimensions? It does not show the dimensions. I'm just opening Photoshop so I can just see it. I confirm that the dimension of my maps is 4K. Because even if we're gonna use like an export of 2K for the textures at the end, we're still gonna be working with like 4K bakes. And it's at 2K. Fuck. I have to start over. Settings. I should have forced 4K instead. Export again. Yeah, at this point I don't have alpha with the compressed map, so maybe I could have used just like the PNGs as well. Yeah. Any particular reasons for not re-importing mesh? Well, I already tried it, but it's just like it offsetted my symmetry, because at first I inserted a mesh that it was not symmetric, and it was like its width was well, it moved the mesh to the center, but to a center that was just like not the symmetry center. So I'm just trying to get that symmetry back, basically. Let's try again to open. Why did I close Photoshop? That's stupid. Re-import mesh or re-import from project settings? Re-imported from project settings. Maybe there was like an option to say to restart. Okay, well now we know we're in 4K maps, so that's good. Oh, but wait, it's UDIMS. Is it gonna understand? Oh, I hope it's gonna understand that it's UDIMS. All right, well let's test anyway. So I guess we're gonna dump. Yeah. Well, I don't want to have to go and do that for all. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, phew, okay. I could do that. Okay, I think we're lucky, and I think it sees its UDIMs, and it actually imports them as like single maps. So, yeah. Uh, Let me check something here. Yeah, okay, that's why it actually did 2K earlier. Okay, all right. Uh, Select normal map. Forearm normal. Forearm, that's going to be... No, that's position. Forearm world space. Forearm ID. Forearm AO. Forearm curvature. Forearm position. I don't think I have a thickness for that. Yeah, it goes to hand. So just let's see here. Is it that it does it need like a refresh or something? Yes, okay. Whew, I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay. All right. And just to confirm the symmetry here. Yeah, symmetry is in the center now. There's no bullshit. All right. Wow. So that might have been a huge lesson because I think I've never imported something that was not symmetrical. So yeah, I think I got that's where I got effed. hand, and ID. I just have to do this by hand though, but no pun intended. And position. Thickness, height. I do not have a height, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maps. Those are the 6 maps. Nope, that's it. Let's go. Yes, I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so legs, 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 and legs again, and final leg. All right, now skin. I have to scroll down for this one. The skin normal, skin world, skin ID, skin ID, skin ID, skin ID. Here, voila, there we go. Skin ambient occlusion, skin curvature, and skin position. And I think this one has a thickness, skin position, or skin position. There we go, and skin thickness. All right, we're good. We're almost done. Torso. So, torso normal, torso world space, torso ID, torso ambient occlusion, torso curvature, torso position. There we go. And lastly, but not leastly, upper hand, upper arm. Upper arm position, upper arm ID, upper arm torso, ambience, upper arm curvature. No. Upper arm position. Upper arm, upper arm, upper arm. There we go. Okay, all right, sorry, I need to do something. Torso, 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 torso. I'm just making sure I didn't put something, all the skins are there. Leg, 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 hand, 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 and forearm, 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 forearm. Okay, if I check my ID, everything should pop correctly, and it does. Let's check the rest. Let's be thorough with that. All normal, there's not going to be much normal. Everything looks good. ID I checked. Ambient occlusion, everything looks good. Curvature, everything looks good. Position, not going to have much effect. Everything looks good, perfect. All right, well, we are good. We are good, 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 good. And just to confirm that we're good, I'm just going to add again this layer here. And I'm going to get the base material. I'm going to use the skin color map. I'm going to redo what I wanted to do at first. So let's fix the roughness and add a layer on top of that only for the roughness. Let's make it real shiny for the eyes. Like this. Add black mask, add paint. Let's go in selective selection mesh in symmetry. Oh, wait, the entire object. There we go. Whoop. All right. I could also put the nails a little bit shinier. Might as well. Let's duplicate this. Duplicate layers. Let's remove symmetry for this part because it's not in symmetry. And there's not really the other nails that are visible, so that's good. And we don't need to make the material as shiny. There we go. All right. So we're going to redo, of course, all the texturing for the face at some point, but let's start with this. That being said, let's save this because now we're good. Let's close the other file. That was not good. So, yeah. So yeah, what did we learn? What did we learn right now? What we learned that it was pretty important to to import your mesh in symmetry if you're gonna use symmetry. I wonder. Yeah, I think that to be honest, I don't know if like the baking would have actually be problematic if I had the symmetry with the overlapping UVs. I have a feeling that it could have been a problem. So maybe like in order to have in order to have the symmetry but not have any overlapping ID, what I would have done is somebody actually talked about that in the chat earlier, to kind of like import like a cube in your mesh on both sides of your character that are like the things that are the most outside of your character that will dictate what's the symmetry, and those cubes you just make them, you give them like a UV that is part of like an existing mesh, right? Because substance needs UVs, and you don't want to create like an extra material here in your list. So make sure it's actually has is part of a material, an existing material, and yep, there you go. So okay, my file is only only 3 GB. I'm thinking that it did not record the mesh maps in the file. I just want to confirm that if I I just need to do this test. I'm going to close this file. I'm going to reopen it. By the way, I'm going to read the chat after. I've kind of like been in my head with this. Recent file. I just want to make sure it does open. And I'm also going to try by removing the mesh map from there. Okay, so it does seem to load things correctly. Now, one last test. I'm gonna put the mesh map somewhere else, like here. And if it still opens well, it's because the mesh map are embedded in the file, but that would be kind of weird that I've reduce the file size by like not 10%, but like 20%, or at 20%, I should say. I have the impression that like it needs the files to be able to work now. Like they're not embedded in the file itself, or the TGA format for the maps was more compressed than what Substance was keeping, which is, I think, what is happening here. Yeah, because you see, it still works without the mesh maps. Phew, yeah, you know, we'll work with that, but I'm kind of like concerned that maybe like it doesn't have the same quality, like the mesh maps don't have the same quality, and if it doesn't, and if it affects my like curvature, for example, I might rebake the curvature then, because it's kind of weird that the maps are like this small. Or wait, is it because they're in 4K, not 2K and not 4K? Can I see the if I click, is it gonna say the file resolution? Where can I see it? Where can I see this info? Okay, it just doesn't want to give me the info. Because my mesh maps were 4K. Close. No. Yeah, but I'm just like afraid that like it re-imported them in 2K. Because this I know I want to stay in 2K for like any generation of texture. Well, you know what? Let's just assume that everything is fine. Worst case scenario, I'm going to redo the baking, which is fast now because I got all my files already correct. So it's the worst case scenario is not even really that worse. So yeah, it's fine. So there you go. 1 hour wasted just because I did not import the files correctly. I did not import my file with symmetry when I wanted it in symmetry. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. It's an hour. An hour can be a lot sometimes, but you know what? It's just what it is. So, yeah. All right. How heavy is the mesh map? 11 gigabytes. Good boy. A little note for me later. All right, so I just want to check the chat real quick because I've been kind of like ignoring stuff. Gee, there's a lot. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'll be organizing the symmetry because it needs in the middle line. Just having a zone check the symmetry first. I'm not trying to create extra for the just personal max over now. Yeah, let's go. Back, see, fixing that. Yeah, yeah, also import first of all symmetry. And then if there's programmers who have an idea of potential thing when you script that. As much as a new clean project. The pop sound. Pop sound. When you say pop sound, you mean? Yeah. That one? Sammy, so you didn't miss anything? No, because I've been fucking around for 1 hour. I'm like disgusted. There it is. Do you have a specific course with your workflow? We have tutorials. If you go to the bottom of the screen, there's 2 links. Take either link and go on the shops or Gumroad or whatever, wherever you want to buy your stuff, and we're selling them. Yeah. I think the maps are saved in the file, but maybe it's less heavy because they are back in 8 bits. Yeah, when that's the thing is like I'm really wondering if like it's going to be a problem that I have my curvature in 8 bits. Like I wonder if it's going to make like less good quality and stuff. That's what I'm worried about. So we'll see. Okay, well, you know what? We won't know it until we just check with the documentation is less cause the project is loading only the reference. Your textures are stored on your drive. They are, but I moved my folder where, like, I moved my folder away. So I don't think it's smart enough to search my old computer and find them again. Maybe I didn't move them enough, but that's why I'm keeping them for the moment. In a sense, it would make sense considering the file size before and after. Because like my file size before was like about like 15 like gigs, and the file now is like 3, and there's 11 gigs of mesh maps. So the map actually adds up. Anyways, so yeah, let's 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 get started. So for people who just joined, yeah, I've been playing around for an hour trying to fix the map, my symmetry for this model, and now the symmetry is back. Symmetry is good, and the textures are plugged. The textures were plugged with export maps, with mesh maps. So I don't know if the quality is going to be there. We're going to test it. Maybe I'm going to rebake the model after. We'll see. In case like I have problems, it's not rebaking is not going to be really a big deal. But yeah, the problem, like I said, was I imported my model and I didn't have the symmetry on, so this like the local center of the mesh was off, and I couldn't use my symmetry. So I actually had to re-import the model in symmetry this time. So I went in Max and I actually added the symmetry like this. Now we won't need that anymore. And yeah, I just re-imported in Substance and replugged the maps, and all of that took an hour because, well, did a little bit of testing, and the files are a little bit huge. So yeah, whoop. So yeah, let's just get let's just get started with the materials. So my what I was thinking of doing is using just like a base material or a smart material that I've used before. Like I said, I pointed to the Archangels project for having like textures that are somewhat where I'm going, but it's going to be a mix with the texture of the insectoids in terms of like the weathering and whatnot. So this is what I'm going to go for, and so I'm going to load. I'm going to load a smart material here. He's having a hard time. I think it's Mika, I call them. So we're gonna start with, I think I'm just gonna start with like the arm here. Where's Mika armor? Mika emissive, Mika bump, uh, Mika armor. Is it this one? Armor 2, armor black. So it's gonna be armor 2, I guess. So let's go in upper arm. We're gonna just test on this piece here. Oh, this is like the symmetry The real side is this one here, but let's just take the symmetry. All right. So let it give some time to load. Is it already completely loaded? Yeah. So it's white right now, so it doesn't really look like it added like much color, but so I'm going to tell him to go get the color from the ID map. So these are the colors that I had in Photoshop, in ZBrush. So I'm probably going to choose like my own colors and everything, but that's it's already that. All right. So let's choose another scene. Studio Tocomo. This is pretty much what I use all the time. Environment alignment. Yeah, depth of field. I'm also going to change the depth of field because it's a bit. I was at 50. I'm going to go to 75. Oh no, wait, that's the opposite I want to do. I'm going to go to 30. There we go. Do I want anything else? Not really. There we go. Okay. So I got a few materials here on top. Let's just start from something basic. So this one is just like a base material with a fill of dirt already on it, just to make things a bit like uneven. I think I'm gonna put the fill lower than that. Oops. Also, so I'm thinking. Just have to go get the same color. Maybe I'll go darker. All right. What is the chat saying? Well, you can check the icon in the paper and the circular arrow. You can see where they are linked. You mean here? They're linked in project, path project. Yeah, I think that's just a code name to say that it's like in the file. Well, I'm not sure. Anyways, see what they're linked. Hey, Marco, apologies if it's not appropriate, but you finally resolved the problem, but you still use the word wasted an hour. Yeah. Well, it's just like it's because I made a mistake when importing my file on the last stream. If I didn't make that mistake, it would have not have cost as much. Which I think it changes to the path with Painter and open update. Okay, well I'll check into that. Well, at least now you know. Yes, but I should have known already. Finally, is work time. Need to steal great artist knowledge. That's my favorite. That's my favorite fig ever. The Archangel Miguel. Cool, man. Thanks. I've never seen something cooler than this one. If I'm rich one day, I'll buy this one. So cool. Thank you, man. Look, the ArtStation post of the Archangel art at least once a week. Cool. Yeah, the panorama fucks with me so hard. Like, which one is the most accurate? I swear most of the time texturing is just fucking around with the panos. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, alright. So let's just check the other material that I have. I have a fix for the roughness, but I'm gonna start with that. So this one has just a little base of like scratch added, which is fine. Then there's the dirt. So it's just an addition of dirt on top of the scratches. You don't really see it. I wonder if it's just in the roughness. Yeah, it's more like a roughness breaker. It's a bit like everywhere though, so I don't know if I'm gonna want to tone it down. Dirt edge. So we see that like the dirt edge is not really responding well. Is it the same on the symmetry side? Yeah, so it's just... I wonder if it's because it's in triplanar. Or not in triplanar, actually. And I wonder also if maybe it's because there's like overlays. I'm not sure about that. Hmm. Didn't change anything? Oh, wait. That was not a good material. Use triplanar. Huh, it doesn't seem really to work with the triplanar. You know what, I'm like already ready to blame the mesh maps. What are all those like squarey things? Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna test that out. I'm actually gonna do a rebake of the upper arm. Let's go in 4K. Let's go get... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would be surprised as well, but might as well try it. Also, it's weird. I feel like it's not taking into consideration the has-been file that I have. I feel like the baking is really slow. Oh my god, okay, no, it's bake. Oh no, it's me. That's fucking stupid. It's baking all of the. I'm so fucking dumb. It's baking. I forgot to uncheck those. Oh my god. What an asshole. It's a new baker, and I completely forgot about those things. Let's start again. You see, I'm. This is one of my mesh that's that has like UV overlays, and I'm having the feeling that it's like not baking the correct things, like the correct like symmetry side. Is it doing automatic UV islands? No, the UVs are already done. Okay, all right. So it baked, but I didn't bake the curvature yet. I just baked the other things. Curvature. Well, let's do the curvature. This might lag a bit, no? And finally, the ambient occlusion. Also, no, I realized the ID map, I didn't change it for vertex color. So I need to rebake this again. Okay, ID is done. Now ambient occlusion. And for the ambient occlusion, once again, I'm gonna change the map that the mesh that I'm using. I'm actually just gonna bake on a file that is the entire mesh itself. Or actually, let's try this option. Use low poly mesh as high poly. Oh well, it won't let me bake, it seems. It still doesn't let me bake. Is it like calculating something? This is starting to be a long test. Okay, return to painting mode. Let's just see if all of that helped. So you see, yeah, it does help. So the whole map thing didn't work after all. You see, because now it's not like there's not all the squares and shit. Why am I baking again? Because well, I mean, did you see the beginning of that stream? Oh, wait. Why? Normal map from mesh upper arm. Why doesn't have the other... Is it... What? Why is there curvature from mesh upper... What is that? Oh my god. Ooh. What map is it using? Is it using the mesh map or... Oh my god, what is that bullshit? What is happening? I don't even know. Okay, you know what? Fuck everything. Sorry for this. Oh, now it's saving. Whew. Kind of losing my cool over here. Yeah, I'm gonna be laggy every time there's something about the processing. Yep, I'm starting over. I'm starting everything over. It's if I feel like That's I'm like carrying over way too much issues. I think it's that's my issue now, is that like now I'm trying to bake and my object with symmetry are not seeing my high res, and it's just, yeah, I think I've completely messed that one up. Completely messed it up. I'm gonna start fresh. Yep, I'm gonna start fresh. I am in such a bad mood. Oh my god. I'm really in a bad mood. Okay, so like I said, starting over. Um, I made a mistake last time with all the bakes and everything. There is a problem, and what I did in my last stream is that I imported in Substance a file that was I was not having my symmetry right, and my character basically didn't have like the arms and this leg, and it kind of like was a bit of a problem for like my workflow, or at least like I want to be able to use like the symmetry for all of this, and I couldn't. Not that like the symmetry is really needed, but like I wanted to have it, and I kind of like did a problem, and I for the past for those who just like came in for the past hour, like I've been trying to make things work, and I wasn't really able to find like a great solution, which basically tells me I need to start from scratch. So what I'm going to do is, since we cannot bake in Substance with like any symmetry at all, like I'm going to turn that symmetry off. But I don't want Substance to think that the center of my mesh is like here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just like boxes here. And these boxes are just, well, this box I'm actually going to, wait, I'm going to put it at the center of the world. I'm going to move, transport it into an editable mesh. I'm going to take the element, I'm going to drag it to the exterior like this, and I'm going to put a symmetry on this one. Just like this. So now this mesh here, I can import it in. Oh wait, is the square too close to the hand? It's gonna create ambient occlusion now. Might as well check everything that I need to check, huh? Not have to do this again. Yep, unwrapping the cubes. You're absolutely correct. I think I'm like so much in a hurry now. Now it's exporting, so I need to wait now. Well, I mean, technically, like those UVs, the cubes, I think they come with UVs already, but I did not assign them a material. That's one mistake that I did. I know that's not really a big deal, but let's do it anyway. Let's give them the same material. Let's give them the skin material. There we go. Now this I can export. I'm gonna open Painter already. I'm basically just going to reopen everything now. Is it done exporting? Not done exporting yet. Oh, now it is. Okay. All right. Okay, new. That shouldn't change much. I'm just going to re-export. Just be thorough. Okay. So because of the two cubes, and that's where like the mistake was last time, because of the two cubes, now even if like the object is not like symmetrical, it is in the center of the symmetry correctly, which is that was my big mistake from the beginning. This whole that what started this entire thing, that was it. So now we're technically back on track just because of this thing. And trying to fix, like, if I was able to fix it, it would have been a good thing, but like I was unfortunately not able to fix it. And yep, and that was sad. So now I'm starting over. We're gonna go there, and I'm gonna save. All right, and we're gonna bake our things. I'm just checking, making sure I don't make a mistake. Okay, all right. No mistakes this time. No mistake. So I got everything here for my UDIMs. Forearm. All right. Let's go bake mesh map. You know what? Maybe this time I'll do like a little test. I'll see if I'm actually able to bake. Oh, no. No, because I don't want them to bake on each other, so I won't do that. Okay, so ID is going to be vertex color. I'm going to bake only those normal world ID position. In the common, let's go to 4K. Let's go grab 4M HP. Because of the size of my character, 0.001 of bake in 2 like x4 of anti-aliasing. And yes, so it's going to pre-calculate whatever it needs to. Let's bake this. And this time, we see we don't have the symmetrical parts, so there won't be any mistakes on like what bakes where. And you see it's much faster also than before. I think like the overlapping UVs were actually not helping. I'm really wondering if it's creating new has-been files. No, it seems to be using the same ones. It's not creating new files. Okay. You won't have some missing AO in center parts. Well, I'm not baking the AO yet. I'm going to bake the AO with the entire mesh. So now doing only curvature. Like I said last time, I feel like doing curvature at the same time sometimes makes the software crash. Boom, done. And I'm gonna do the ambient occlusion once everything is baked. Thanks, Arrows. Much appreciated. I need some positive vibes after what just happened. I think I'm gonna call that episode Trainwrecks and Rebakes. Because that's pretty much what happened right there. Trainwrecks and troubleshooting. There we go. Trainwreck troubleshooting. Blueco, thanks for the positive vibes. I actually need them right now. Yeah, I think it's the first time on stream that I lose my cool. Well, I mean, I appreciate that you're saying that, Special Agent Skeleton, because yeah, for me in my head, I'm just like so disappointed that I was not able to show like something today, right? So the fact that you can see some value in that, I really appreciate this. All work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy. Nice callback. Nice callback to the Algonquin story. It's all G. It's all G. It's all good. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, and I'm not like I'm fine like showing like emotions and stuff. Well, with a certain to a certain degree, you know? But it's just more like the just I just want to do show people cool things and go forward and stuff, and I just feel like this just like huge step back. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Huh? Oh wait, I didn't bake the curvature. All right, now we're good. Leg HB. Once again, removing those. Oh yeah, you can go in Substance with a ton of polys. It's mostly the amount of maps that will kill Substance, but when working with UDIMs, like I said previously, like I'm going to be working with like 2K maps. I'm baking in 4K, but I'm going to be working with 2K maps, like for the textures, and it's going to be in and it's going to be it's going to help with like the whole like speed of things. As I said in previous stream, the really only drawback, which is not that much of a drawback, is the just the file size. Also, you could work on a decimated high poly in Substance. That's actually what it is. It's decimated by a lot. It's decimated at like 2%, but that's what it is. UVs in resume, automatic UVs in resume, and there you go. Is nanite being used widely? I don't know. I just know of. I got a couple of friends who have a project. Um, like they just kickstarted it and it went super well. And basically, they're using nanite a lot in their workflow. But it's the only ones I've been using. I've seen using it. Did I try baking or texturing in Marmoset? No, I did not, because Marmoset does not take UDIMs. Yeah, no more low poly and no more UVs. Exactly. That's the whole idea of the process. So for this one, I'll keep the thickness. There we go. Even my little cubes are getting their textures. Oh, wait. Did I just do another dumb mistake? Oh no, yes, I think I did like another stupid mistake. I think I should have put the UVs of the square somewhere else. I don't know if they're getting overwritten. The UVs should have been much smaller for the cube. Why is it doing the ambient occlusion? No, that's the thickness. No, that's yeah. Let's do curvature anyway, just in case it worked. So you said you implemented the nanites for the Fortnite environments. Let's bake this. Well, I'll end up deleting the cube, but I'm just like wondering if like the UV space that the cubes are taking, if they actually are overlapping with my actual textures, and I'm having the feeling that like maybe it does, which would be not cool. But like this means I will just need to rebake like the skin portion, right? So it's not really a big deal, but it still will require me to re-import the mesh. I could actually prepare that already here while it's baking. Actually, is it done here? Still baking, that's good. Because you see like this space here is, like I should really like cram it. Like a ridiculous size, there you go. It's not gonna bother anyone right there. All right, let's go with the curvature. Yo, by the way, I met you at Guillaume's character art meetup in Montreal a few weeks back. You told me to say hello next time. I opened the stream. I don't know if you remember me, but my name is Victor. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I remember you. I do. We talked for a while, actually. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually going to save my file first, because yeah, because it's I remember last time the upper arm, since my high poly was quite a lot of polys, it kind of had like a bit of a problem to export. not export but bake, so let's not make that mistake twice. Yeah. Okay, so it's still saving, sure. And it's gonna take a while because like we're back at the like I told you in the last stream, I think the one for the baking. Um, we're basically doing something. We're basically baking everything in 4K, right? So it's gonna get enormous for the file size, but it's not really gonna get bigger from there. Like when adding the textures and everything, it's not gonna get like that crazy. How did you guys come up with the name Chaos Masons? Well, it's basically just the idea of making with chaos. Chaos as in like many different things. Things that are not orderly necessarily, because we're inspired by a lot of things, right? And it goes in a lot of direction. We do like odd mixes sometimes, and so yeah, it's just like makers with chaos. I would say that's where it comes from. Does that model have automatic rhythm UVs? Yep, it does, with many UDIMs. All right, saved. Just want to check how big the file is. See, like 10 gigabytes already. All right, so let's re-import the mesh. And you should see like the cubes going a little bit higher. This is just for me to confirm that I did that the re-import did work correctly. Uh, oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. So you see, the cubes are a little bit higher. That's just a little modification I did, so it's visible that um, the things were fixed. So now I can go upper arm here, upper arm HP. I can bake this. Let's go. Let's save this. We're almost there. Yeah, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm still gonna rebake the skin part now that I did the modification for the cube, just to be really make sure I really did everything correctly now. No mistakes this time. All right, curvature. Okay, very good. Let's go back to skin. There might not have been actually like an issue, but at least this way I know like my conscience is cleared in terms of that, and that's worth a lot in my book. Oh yeah, I have to rebake the thickness for this one as well. And the curvature. And finally, the AO that we're going to bake with our entire mesh file. I can probably do it in one shot as well, because I don't care if like those are like getting baked onto each other. So yep. what would you do if this happens with a junior artist? Well, I mean, and you're saying it's kind of hard to explain what went wrong. Um, well, what went wrong is basically there's like things like rules to follow when you bake. One of them, depending on like your baking software, also for sure, but one of them is not to have like um, overlapping UVs and such. So basically, at the base level, like some people should know that. Um, so I took a chance when I baked with both of my the symmetry meshes on display, and it did end up screwing it up. So rule number one would be like don't bake with overlaps and add them later. The second one, the one that's a bit cryptic, is the one about the two cubes that are actually keeping like the real thickness of the model. This one is a bit trickier, but it's I'm hoping that the explanation was worth it. Was good. So let's just make sure it did bake everything correctly. Well, there's no base color. Normal. It's not world space. Things seems to have actually baked okay. ID. ID seems good as well. Ambient occlusion. Yeah. You see, last time I didn't have the shadow here. Actually, I did that. It's another mistake that I did. It would not have actually like influenced that much. It's not a big deal, but I don't know why there's AO here. Is it really like those cubes that are doing AO on the feet over there? Because it's not really influencing this here. Maybe it's just like the ground, some like AO on the ground. But it feels like the proximity here are bringing AO, which is kind of weird. Curvature. By the way, VX Leonardo, thanks for the sub. That's really cool. I've never heard of the two cubes. No, well, it's kind of like a cheat, so that like the mesh knows that like you have to put them on the outside of your object. This way, you know that the symmetry will always be kept if you were to re-import the mesh with its full objects. Like I'm going to be re-importing the mesh with the leg and the arm, and the reason why I didn't bake with those, it's for because of the first thing I said, where like if you have overlapping UVs, it can be a problem. But I do want my mesh with all of its like objects in there, so I kind of like need to fake what is the center of the mesh by putting cubes on the outsides, or else it's going to think that the center of the mesh is actually right here. A bit like it when you activate local symmetry with ZBrush. It's really stupid that it behaves like this, and there's no way to fix it easily, but it's just what it is, so we're gonna have to do with that. So yeah, bake seems good. We're good on this front. So I guess that I'm going to save my file and then import the new mesh and cross my fingers also. Because yeah, that's this mesh we're going to be importing, and it has the same UVs, same everything. It's just it has the arm on the other side and both legs. Which once again, like I said, I could not have baked with those because it would have overlapped the baking because of its shared UVs. It's overlapping UVs basically. Now the file size is probably going to be back to like 13, 14 gigabytes. And once I re-import it, I'm going to also make a test to see that my smart materials are working well, because this is where I saw that like my fix that I did earlier by exporting the mesh maps didn't work correctly. So yeah, we'll put the material back if material works well. then it's a good sign. I mean, if it works well now and when re-importing the mesh, the full mesh. Well, you know what? Yep. It was an episode where I did not really progress at all. But if I can actually have thought a few things to people, I'm gonna be happy with that. I'm gonna take that victory. Still saving, of course. That's normal. Still saving. All right. Just for fun, let's check the file size. 15 gigabytes. All right, whatever. Okay, smart material. We're gonna use it on the upper arm again. Same place. Let's go grab Mika Armor 2, which was my test earlier. This one. Oops. Mika Armor 2. All right, and it was this mask here. Oh, no, the other one. But I think I see that it's fixed. Yeah, all right. You see? Now it looks good. Earlier it was all pixelated and shit. Now it's good. So there was something about the mesh export method that I used that actually just didn't work. So the mesh export is not working, which is sad because it makes me think it's like, well, if you did the baking with the wrong way, how do you transfer all of it, like your baking information? It should not be this complex, but maybe I should have made some research and figure out like what's the really like the best um, the best file type to be able to export with like zero losses, because there were losses, because that's not what the mask looked like at first. It was like all busted. So yep. What was the issue? Don't know. I'm thinking maybe it was a file type that was just losing its all its resolution, information, however you want to call it. Anyways, so yeah, let's import the other mesh. Now that we have all of that, that's done. Mesh have the same UVs, same everything. They'll just be reusing the same baked maps. And you see, if I could have just import a new mesh, but just tell him to bring the symmetry back in the center, we could have avoided all of this. And if there's an option to actually put the symmetry back exactly in the middle, well, that would have been great, but alas, I don't know that stuff, so it is what it is. Bro, I think you're still dropping frames. I thought it was only during the bakes. I'm sure it's not just me. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, dude. I mean, it's basically when I save my file, my painter file, and when I bake, it's gonna happen. That's the nature of doing those like super heavy tasks, if you want to call it. on a stream. Mo, hello. You're joining me at the last minute. I'm about to end the stream because I fixed the issue. Hooray. Alright, so I didn't know. So you see we're getting back all everything we baked, so the planets are now realigned with minimal loss of mental health. Let's blame Adobe. There we go. Yeah. So this is good. This is good. Let's confirm ID is good. It's probably going to be all good, but still. No stone left unturned. AO. Curvature. Need more bake issues then? I'm sorry. I'm not going to take those. I'm fine with my with everything working out finally. Now we're ready. Yep, now we're ready to bake finally on the next stream. Thickness is going to be only this part. Yep, exactly. Thanks for the follow. I don't feel like I deserve it, but thanks. All right, and let's confirm with that mask from earlier. Boom, working well. Working well. Okay, all right. Well, now at least I know that next stream everything is going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Let's delete this. We don't need it. Let's fix the lighting to Studio Tocomo. And the field of view back to 30. All right. All right, cool. And let's save for the last time. Actually, I'm going to save outside of the stream because it might actually just like make it crash. You know? So, yep, I mean, look, thanks for people for joining in. It was kind of like a special one where I'm just troubleshooting shit. But thanks for sticking around. That was really appreciated. And yeah, I mean, next stream is the real deal. We're really gonna texture this time. This time we're really gonna texture. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming, and I hope everybody's is doing well and are gonna continue to do well. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'll see you next week.